Okay. It's gonna be a demonstration for creating a like window landscape drawing. Just like you seen right here. So I got the inspiration from just doing like a simple Google search, and I was just looking at this. I was like, oh, it's something simple, easy to do in Procreate, and I was like, I could make a demonstration video on like that specifically. Okay, but I'm basically gonna show you guys how to do like a drawing like this. Um, so this video would be more of like a step-by-step on how you can go about with doing this drawing. One of the benefits of doing this particular drawing though is I go through many different brushes, effective tools in the program. So definitely, the more knowledge, the more that you know about the program though, you can be like, oh, hey, I can use like this tool or this thing, in like future or later projects that we work on. So, it's not really my cup of tea to do like a landscape drawing though, but like, some of you guys may really enjoy this though. Okay, so just to get started with the video though, we're just gonna create a new drawing. Go click on the plus, do screen size. Okay, so very first thing that we're gonna do though is we're gonna just create like the round circle that we need for like your window drawing. So just so I have like a frame of reference to look at, I'm just gonna pull up the picture that I got my inspiration from. So I'll just kind of leave this to the side, but definitely want to just have some kind of a frame of reference for the drawing here. Okay, so I'm gonna just fit my drawing over here. Just put this on there. So one of the things I want to do first is I'm actually gonna crop this picture. So we're gonna actually work in a box with this one here. So just about that size there. And then just kind of set up my workspace so I can do my drawing here. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use the inking brush, the studio pen. I'm gonna use this is just black for now. Okay, I'm just gonna draw like a circle. So I'm gonna draw a circle to the best of the abilities that I can, and just kind of click and hold to create like that round shape. So not exactly a perfect circle though, and if you mess up, you can try it again. I don't think there's any shape tool, but one thing you could do too is actually, I don't know if you can do in this program. Yeah, I would just try to draw a circle to the best of the abilities, and if you just click and hold it though, it'll actually create like a perfect shape for you to make your circle. So I'm gonna do that one more time. So you click and hold, you can move around, resize this. So we'll just use this as a circle. Okay, so that's how you kind of make like the perfect ellipse. Actually, interesting. I didn't know you can actually edit the ellipse. So if you click on edit on the top, you can click on circle and make it into like a circle, and then you can modify, change the size. Okay, that's neat, something new that I learned. So okay, we got a circle here, and we can use this move tool to move it around. So now we made the circle, and then the next thing you can do is I'm just gonna click and drag this black. This is gonna fill in the space that you colored in, and that should have colored in your spots. So I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit more so we don't really notice that part there. Okay, so that's pretty good. So we now have our perfect circle here. So all I'm going to do is just duplicate the shape, and I'm going to resize it to make it smaller. So I'm going to try to keep things in uniform, so that way it's like the same size. So that way I have my window here. So I'm going to just change this to white. Paint bucket tool on the white area. Use the move tool, move around, and we're just going to create like the window frame in our picture. So I'm just going to use like a black for this one. You can kind of make any color you want. Whatever color you want though. That's pretty close. you can change the color. So you can just go to that black layer. If I wanted to do like I don't know, like a dark blue, just paint bucket the dark blue. Get the colors. Next we have like the window frame setup. I'm gonna duplicate this layer one more time, and I'm gonna move it below it. I'm actually gonna make this black instead, as we're gonna create like a shadow for the area that you're coloring in. So move this on the bottom layer, so it's behind my blue. And I'm gonna move this like right below it, because I'm gonna try to create like the little cast shadow under it. So if you use like this adjustments panel, use the Geschwand blur. If you click and drag it to the right side, it's gonna blur the picture, or blur the circle now. So blur it a little bit. I'm just doing 11%, and then I'm just gonna move and adjust it. So okay, and now we have like the window to work in for our drawing. So a couple of cool neat tools you can use for that. Okay, so you're gonna go on to layer 1 on the top, and then this is where you're gonna have to apply your clipping mask that we've used before. So you go clipping mask and the white circle, and then this is where you can start to do your drawing. So all right, I'll kind of play around with the colors a little bit. Maybe I might want to do like an orange brown. It'd be kind of neat. So I'm gonna do like this dark brown to get like a darker value. So ideally you want to have like your darker values in the front. I'm gonna use the brush tool. What I really like to use for mountains is this organic brush right here, and then you can use like mountain ashes to create like your mountains. So I'm gonna make the brush smaller. So I'm just gonna draw out the areas where like I want to put like my mountains. So got this really dark brown. It's really saturated. Let me kind of tone it down a little. Okay. So I'm gonna draw this. So just remember with the clipping mask, so it's always gonna stay in like that circle. So I'm just drawing like the silhouettes of the mountains here. I'm going to do one layer, then add another clipping mask below it. So if you click on the circle and click on the clipping mask, then you can add layers below it. And then I'm just going to go up in this direction on the color wheel, as I'm going to have to create some more saturated looking mountains. And since we're putting it behind it, I should go behind the mountains that you drew earlier. So we're gonna multi-layer your mountains and just keep doing the same thing. Add another layer below it. You kind of get the idea. So we're just gonna keep going with this until we get like that saturated orange that we want. So again, you can try out some other brushes. I feel like this works really well with the mountains. One thing you can do too is you can go back with the eraser, click on the organic again, mountains. You can kind of redefine your lines a little bit further. If you're really happy with the shapes, you can kind of refine, clean it up. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more layer where it's where I get like that saturated orange that I want. So one thing that's nice about the clipping mask though is if you do it below it, like it's always just gonna add a clipping mask below it. So that should be a lot easier. Okay, so now one more mountain right here. I want to create some kind of a hierarchy here. So I'll go over it one more time with the eraser. And one thing that's really helpful is, I'm using like the same brush as what I drew in with the eraser. So I want to get like that nice textures on the edges. And, texture brushes will do a lot of the work for you if you know how to use it properly. Okay. So now we have like the different planes drawings of the mountains. So one thing we had to add is like the little details and the highlights. So pretty simple. So one thing that you can do with the clipping mask, obviously we can't add a clipping mask within the areas that we drew, but you can do what they call an alpha lock. So you apply an alpha lock on that area that you colored in, you can actually add details to like that part. So this is like an extra layer for like the clipping mask. So if I want to add like certain highlights to the mountains, I can actually do that. So actually, what? Let me do the background first. So background color, I'm going to add the clipping mask again, but behind it, I'm going to do like a dark blue for the background. So this one I can just paint bucket tool it. It seems to be easier that way. Oh, I notice it's like the same color as the other part. So we can change that white color into something else. Let's do like a... I'm gonna do a gray. Oops. Okay, so I have to go on that blue layer again. Okay, we'll just keep it gray for now. We can always change these colors later. Alright, so now we got the blue for the background. I'm gonna go back to the orange here just because I want to put some highlights. Alright, I'm gonna have a little artistic liberty with it. I'm actually gonna make it yellow as opposed to white. So, we can add the highlights for the mountains. So, I'm just gonna do it on like the right side here. Just add some more details to the drawing. Make it look nice. So, pretty much, we're just kind of just drawing what this is here, but, you're gonna have a little bit of artistic liberty with like things you can do. Go back. So this one you can't really go back with the eraser because it's all in one layer. So just kind of keep that in mind when you use the alpha lock. So I'm just going to go back with this orange. Brush a little bit smaller. And then just kind of redefine the shapes again. So that's the only drawback about clipping masks is, you can't do multiple clipping masks on a lot of different shapes. So just a FYI. There's going to be a certain point where you may have to use like the alpha locks to draw in more of the details within. So, okay, it's a pretty nice detail we added here. I guess for this brown color, I can add a more muted orange to it. So this will be for this layer, alpha lock again. So this definitely makes things much easier to do. Otherwise, I would have to take our time, make sure it's between the lines that we're working on, that kind of a thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some details here. Go back. I'm using my finger to eyedrop the brushes again. Redefine the shapes again. Just, kind of blend it all in. Okay. So I might just make that all brown. Alright, and then it'd be nice to add some of these trees. Why not? Why don't we do that? So I'm going to go back to this layer right here. And let me see. We can use like this twig brush. So, I'm just going to add the shapes of these trees here. So it's not exactly what's in there, but it's kind of close. So what's neat about the brushes in Procreate is you can kind of do a lot of the work for you. It's just you have to find like that perfect brush to work with. Otherwise, it's like you're doing more work than you really need to. Okay, so yeah, this doesn't look that bad. If I wanted to, though, I can go back, you know, with the eraser, same brush. You know, since this is on like a separate layer, we can always clean up the edges. Okay. So we got trees there. And then the last part is adding the galaxy part. So yeah, this one's pretty simple. I would click on here, go back to my blue. Yeah, you can just color in the blue. So I would, yeah, you can play around with the luminous. So luminous is really good for lights. I want to do like the light streak, or actually let's do nebula. It looks like more of like what this looks like. So, you know, you're gonna have to find a color to use. You know, try to do like a purple, just to mimic like the look of this, a lighter purple. And then, you know, we're just gonna just kind of just airbrush it a little here. Okay. Let me see what happens if you do like a black. Oh, I guess it just highlights it in a way. So I really will let you make it brighter. Okay, but you know, you can use that brush. There's probably one for like the glitter. So you can just kind of like sprinkle it in certain spots. Okay. And I mean, that's pretty much it. If you want to add some of those little streaks, you can. You know, they just play around with the light pen. These brushes are really good for like, you know, adding like certain details for like lights. Let me get a thicker brush. Probably for this one though, I would just add as a separate layer. So you can go to the very top, add the layer on top. And, you know, just, whoa, it's really strong. So, just kind of curious how this looks if I were to lower the opacity. No, I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, try to experiment with some different brushes. I think for this particular one, I got to add it on this layer. So, yeah, it's not really having like a big effect on it when I do. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much it though, in terms of like what to do for this assignment. You know, you can have a little bit of fun with where these things go. You can just kind of emphasize certain stars in the galaxy. It can be kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it though.